manufacturer and a quality conscious thing. But the whole idea is not just that. Whole idea is how we started research in India, that India wants to be rich again in its education. So we have a science and technology, and you see all that how moving up. And specifically after LPG, that is where I paused, and specifically after the liberalization, privatization, globalization, the economy opening up, and out of compulsion, the economy opened up at that point in time because of the reserves that we were having, and we had to open that, and thankfully under that thing. And then we had, it is history that the private sector has opened up so many employment opportunities, and so is the case. And so many innovations have come ever since. So without any business house, without innovation, will die down. Why business? Even you and I, as human beings, if we do not learn something new, we will die down as not as a physical body, but as a कोई interest नहीं होगा unless you learn something new every moment. Learning keeps us alive, and out of learning comes new things, and everywhere this innovation actually, and without which today the world we live in would not have survived or had this kind of a progress without innovation. Not that innovation is a must, but as I said, necessity is a mother of invention. जहाँ पे कोई necessity मिलेगा, रखेगा नहीं, मुझे ये grow करना है और serve करना है, इसको करना है, उसको, whatever is that, that will drive innovation. They are the drivers of innovation and drivers of business sustainability. That is the whole story of why, what is there in future. And today what you invest, your thought process, your thought leaders, today you are investing your energies for a future now. You are creating a future now. You may not see, I may not see that future, but I know that if I'm creating that future now, I am on the line of fulfilling that aspiration that I have. Simple example is systematic investment plan. I can correlate that to our normal day to day transaction, financial transaction. What are you doing in a systematic investment plan? You are not investing just for the sake of investing. You are creating a new future now. A future could be for 5 years down the line, future could be 30 years down the line, future could be for some objective that you will fulfill, and that is where you will fulfill. Today it's a systematic investment plan. 25, 30 years back, there was no terminology of systematic investment plan, only recurring deposits, by part. Now you see the innovation happening even in the small processes in financial services. That's what we are going to look at, as we move along. But I thought, we should just contextualize why we are what we are saying, how we can make the elephants fly. Today, we are seeing that the elephants, to make our country self-sufficient, again, back to those 1,000 years back, where we were very self-sufficient, we are now again looking at how we can be more employment opportunities, creating that and making ourselves self-sufficient in all the quarters and having, a progressive country. It's a full cycle, no? Always it happens at some point in time. We start and we come back to the same. Again, we start, we come back. This is that phase where we are currently in India, at least for the next 50, 100 years that we see that we are going to look at. Carol Mascarenhas, you raised your hand. You want to uh, ask something, or I request you to please no, hold on, and until we will address that at the end, maybe another 15, 20 minutes. We'll and we will open this Q&As. Thank you so much for understanding. Yeah. All right. So, as I said, we're not going to go over the entire. The Soni Ka Chidiya is the history of Soni Ka Chidiya. We know why India was Soni Ka Chidiya then, and why India today. See, we were so much rich in gold. Today we have to import gold. Exchequer, it is costing a lot. We have to import gold because there is a demand for the gold, and for fulfilling that demand, we have to buy gold. At one point of time, gold came into us, and today we are buying gold for fulfilling various, necessities like buying oil. which is costing us and things like that. And there are innovations happening even over there. Of course, there are certain traditional, ways where uh, maybe innovation may not apply there because demand buying 3.7 billion in these reds wherever you see that, including India and China. And in India, the cutting edge or the differentiator is, thankfully, the demographic dividend pays a lot, which means what? There are more young people who are more number of young people who are coming into the employment structures, whether be it employee, whether be it self-employment, whether be it startups that we have seen, the Gen Z specifically that we are looking at. Today uh, we are in a spot where we, as India, can afford to create a new future because of the population advantage that we have, thankfully. So, not much of that. This is the idea of why, it's important that the higher the population is, the higher the scope for GDP is, Even then, we had GDP also, population high. But because of the various policies, because of various foreign invaders that we had, because of their own agenda set, we had that had contributed to declining in our contribution to the world GDP then. And today we are looking at how we move forward. Yeah. Now, coming back, I'll just take not more than few minutes here just to let you know what this innovation fund is all about. What is the story behind it? Why this thing? Today, you see, as in the global rankings, on global innovation index,